There we go.
Great.
Um, so I'll start by a few questions about Borderlands first. Tell me a little bit about Borderlands Media. When did it started? Who's a part of it?
Okay. So it actually started as like a movie company. I think that was in 2017.
Mm,
Um, and they did documentaries, commercials, and movies. And so they actually rebranded, but still had that company available. So I was in the middle of changing jobs, and they're like, "Hey, you want to run this company?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." But I don't want to do movies, you know.
mhm.
So instead, they had another project that was actually a publishing project, and I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And we ended up taking over that project, and it kind of started a whole new era for us, just publishing books.
That's amazing. And you had 18 years in nursing, a long time.
I had 12 years of X-ray, and then I'm still a nurse now, and so it's been since 2018, a long time. So a lot of medical stuff, but I'm
Yes,
out of the medical stuff.
you're out of it. But how did you make that transition from a pretty substantial career in the medical field to publishing?
It wasn't easy, and I almost like felt guilty because when you're working in medical, you work 3 days a week, but they're like 12-hour shifts. And you get there 15 minutes early and you leave when you leave, you know? So those 3 days are like done. There's nothing you can do with those days. And you're usually exhausted the
Mhm.
next day. So it
Mhm.
was just such a big toll on me
Mhm.
after a while. Like
Mhm.
getting out of it was weird to actually have time to do other things,
Mhm.
and enjoy. But yeah, it was a big transition, but it's good. It was a good transition.
So, what is your interest in books? Are you a writer
Um,
yourself?
I'm not a writer. In fact, I'm a terrible reader. I have to listen to it, the
Hmm.
audiobooks, so I hear the books.
Hmm.
Um, but I love setting them up, and I love the story that it takes you through, and figuring out a cover design, and it's just like I don't know, it's kind of cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah. How many books
Yeah.
a year does Borderlands publish?
We did five last year, which was our biggest year. I
Hmm.
think the year before that we only had the one that we were working on. So this year we're working on some children's books. So they're taking a little bit longer because there's a lot of illustrations and stuff that go into that.
Hmm.
But try to get at least five out a year.
Who are your writers? Who are the authors that you publish?
Okay, our first writer project was actually Johnny Flores, but he was passed away. So it was actually like his longtime partner that brought us the story.
Hmm.
And that one was in Spanish, so we had to completely translate it to English
Hmm.
and write and type it because it was written down in Spanish.
Hmm.
That one was challenging.
Hmm.
But our first actual author would be Heather Lutz. She wrote One World United. It's like a fantasy sci-fi amazing book, and she's like so outgoing and loves to advertise and market. And she's from Deming. And she still works in Deming and does all kinds of stuff for Deming, like for their communities. So she's amazing. And then we met Fenton R.K., who's a biologist here in Las Cruces. And his book was like a mystery book, and he's actually an author. This is actually, like, I think his fourth book.
Hmm.
And he's from Las Cruces also. We have Troy Scoughton. He runs PRC Productions. He's actually like a director,
Hmm.
and he wrote a autobiography. He's from Florida, but he lives here. He's lived here for
Hmm.
30 years. And then we have Virginia Maria Romero, who is an artist. Actually, a lot of her work's in Santa Fe right now. It's worldwide, but she has a gallery there in Santa Fe. And then her book was like an art book, so it's something completely out of our
Different.
normal. Yeah, so that was a cool book. And then we did a journal for Heather also, which is like a planner journal kind of
Hmm.
thing. And another thing that's completely out of our realm, but it was fun.
Right. But so you're actually kind of exploring different avenues. You're not necessarily sticking to one genre.
No, yeah, yeah, we're as long as it fits within our little niche, like we'll do it. It just
Mhm.
depends on what it is. So,
How big is the Las Cruces writing community?
right now, I think they said there was 40 members
Hmm.
of the Las Cruces writing group. We usually get about sure 12 or 15 people there on
Hmm.
since it's actually the same day you have your meetings. um,
Yeah.
but it's good. Yeah, it's a pretty good community down here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of our goals for this year is to really expand our membership statewide. And when
Right.
Las Cruces Writing Festival from the tourism department reached out to me, I said, absolutely, we're participating. So we already have 6 authors signed up to participate,
Oh, that's exciting.
which we're really excited about. And then you came on as a new member, and I thought this is the way to go because, New Mexico Book Association was started in Santa Fe, so it was very Santa Fe focused for a long time. And
Right.
that's not to say that it hasn't reached out because we have members in Albuquerque and Taos and other places, but we wanted to make a concerted effort to connect with writing groups in other parts of the state. So now we have a great opportunity this October with the Las Cruces Literary Festival. So we're very excited about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Um,
I'm excited.
so how does does your work as a publisher of books, does it integrate any way with the movie aspect of the company?
It does because it's actually a family-owned business. So it's actually my dad that owns the movie part
Mm-hmm.
of. So we do projects together all the time. Like with our authors, we like to do author photo shoots where we'll get a bunch of really amazing pictures of them.
Hmm.
And their company will assist us with the lighting and whatever we need. They'll do interviews for us, commercials. We do our own commercials, but sometimes we do them together.
Hmm.
So there, there's quite a bit that goes into that, which is
Hmm.
nice because we have a whole other company here that we can use if we need to.
Hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. And then you can publicize your author's book somehow through the video or the visual aspect of
Right.
publications. Um, how do you think New Mexico Book Association members can best get involved with Borderlands? How do they approach Borderlands if they have an idea? Or how can they just get involved in your company?
I would say start with the website. Maybe throw
Mhm.
me an email. Just there's a contact form on there. You can join the like the monthly, email thing we send out, or
Mhm.
if you have a specific idea, just throw me an email. I'm
Okay.
pretty open.
Okay. That'd be great. So tell me a little bit about the children's books that you're pursuing this year.
Oh, so we have two that we're looking at, but they're about desert creatures, which is kind of
Mm-hmm.
cool because it's educational. So it'll kind of like get kids excited about lizards or excited about kangaroo rats. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, but in a fun, educational way. Because Fenton, who's working on those, is also an instructor. So like he teaches college kids, but I think it'll be kind of cool for him to teach little kids, instead of the
Hmm.
college ones.
Oh, that's interesting. And then are you in the schools at all to promote your books, or how else do you
No,
promote your books?
we usually promote on social media is
Hmm.
what we've been relying on, and then trying to get our website more popular online.
Hmm.
So that's kind of what we're hitting. I've thought about Amazon and Google Ads, but I haven't quite got that far yet, but we might have to.
No, and I've tried Google Ads from an organization I used to work for years ago, and they're not that effective, and Facebook
Yeah.
ads are not that effective. I mean, maybe I'm just not as well educated as I should be, but I just don't find them to be as,
Yeah, 'cause I put money on them before, and it might get more views or more likes, but it doesn't actually do anything for the sales. So
Mm.
I don't know. So I would just keep pushing ahead.
Exactly, exactly. Um, well, thank you so much for talking with me. What we do with this, I'm going to end the video now, or not the video, the recording.